We are at the Skyview Motorsports desk. I'm Roy J. Akers. I am with NASCAR insider Steve Sweitzer of the Lasco Press and Jerry Jordan of Kicking the Tires. And we're going to start off with Jerry. Jerry, tell us where you're at right now because everyone's going to be jealous.
I'm in Mexico City at the airport, sitting in the Hilton bar, waiting to go to Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez road course, or here for the NASCAR Cup Series race this weekend.
Well, that is fantastic. Now, you told me, I think, a couple days ago that you have actually been out of the country for more than one, not NASCAR race, but for other racing venues in that
Yeah,
series.
yeah, I went to Le Mans for the Garage 56 entry and did that a couple of years ago. As a matter of fact, I was on a call with Jimmy Johnson earlier today, and I told him, I said, "Hey, this time 2 years ago we were going to Le Mans. Now I'm at the airport on literally on a plane. I was on a plane taxiing out on the runway while I was asking Jimmy Johnson questions on this call, and he's like, "That's really cool." So yeah, it's not new for me to be in another country covering auto racing.
Well, that's what happens. You're world class. We appreciate having you here. Steve Schweitzer of the Lasco Press, our NASCAR insider as well. Steve, we're going to be talking Mexico in this verse Zoomcast today, as we're going to talk about the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez race. And we're going to get right to it. They advertised Jerry a lot of rain. I didn't see a lot of rain behind you, thankfully.
Not yet. There's about a 70% chance of rain, but what I'm hearing is it's not going to be like all day.
Mhm.
It could be intermittent. But look, we've got rain tires, and I think we can, as long as it's not a deluge of flooding rain, I think we'll be fine. I think where the problem comes in is if it's we have lightning and things of that nature, or it's a strong downpour.
Well, that's always a problem, Steve.
Jerry, I'm really looking forward to seeing the fan reaction on Sunday. I think they've sold the place out, if I am correct. And of course, Daniel Suarez is, all of Mexico seems to be madly in love with him. So I can't wait to see how the fans react to this new NASCAR Cup Series event there.
Well, the cool thing about Daniel is that this is his home country. He grew up in Monterrey, which is actually about 100 miles from the Texas and Mexico border, maybe a little closer than that. I live in Houston, or just right outside of Houston. I've been down to the border several times, never been to Monterrey, but have been to McAllen and Nueva Progreso and Progreso, some of the other border cities there in along the Mexico and Texas border. But yes, Daniel Suarez is loved. He is the fan favorite, and I've already seen fans. I was on the flight coming down here, and I've got a photo. I'll post it on my Twitter later. There's a lot of NASCAR people flying out of Houston for some reason this morning, but there was this one guy who had a Daniel Suarez jacket on, and he gave me the deuces sign. Supporting Daniel Suarez. So good for him, and glad he's he's going to come down here and see his favorite driver. But they're everywhere. I mean, I'm at the airport, and I have seen people coming in as I was sitting here, wearing NASCAR gear, and people coming from all over the world to come to this race.
Awesome.
And with that, I took a look at an old Busch Series race because I was trying to see what the racing style and all that was. What I like so much, Jerry, is the pageantry before the race. There's so much Mexican or Hispanic culture that's going on, all the way from the playing of the trumpets, the songs that are done, the way that the people are dressed. I think that it could be for a real eye-opening experience and something very positive for NASCAR audiences in the States.
Well, when we were talking with Jimmy earlier, and one of the things that I asked him was about the response that he got, not leading up to Le Mans, but the response he got globally after that race and what it meant for NASCAR on a global scale. And he was talking about how huge that was. That same concept, that same fallout of popularity is very much probably gonna happen with NASCAR after this race here in Mexico City. Because look, we'll get a race in at some point. I'm almost 100% guaranteed NASCAR does everything they can to get a race in. But regardless of that, it's already a win. I'm telling you, there were 250 media outlets at a press conference. We can't get 50 media outlets at a NASCAR press conference in the U.S. But they're coming from everywhere to be here. I was on a call yesterday. There were 11 pages of photographers on this call from media outlets around the world for the photo meeting. And so you got to look at how broad this coverage is going to be and how many fans are coming in, not just to see Daniel, but to see their NASCAR heroes, Kyle Busch, and others. Kyle's been down here. He raced here before. I believe Bubba Wallace raced here before years ago in the Xfinity Series. But this is the first time the Cup Series has actually been outside of the country, and we're here in Mexico City to see history be made.
That is, and that's fantastic. I know we talked earlier in the week to prep for this phone call. Jimmy Johnson said at Charlotte just in his presser that he was a little bit leery of coming down, but you said that those worries are non-founded. Can you explain that to Steve and myself?
Look, I don't think there's going to be any issues. I know there's a lot of unrest in different parts of the country in America right now. I haven't left the airport yet, but flying in, I didn't see. I was looking on the streets. I was looking. This is a very populated city. It's the seventh most populated city in the world, and I didn't see anything that would from the air that as we were coming into the airport. I haven't seen protesters at the airport. And if you're going to, I would think that might be a key place to come to if you're going to protest something. Come to the airport because everybody from America is going to be coming here. All the NASCAR people, believe me, they were on my flight too. But the thing is, I think we'll be in a bubble. We'll have security. The Kaulig team, what my understanding is, Chris Rice said this morning on Sirius that the Kaulig team, their hauler, actually lost its security detail because they got kind of got shuffled out of the convoy coming down here. They made it just fine. They made it to the racetrack, and everything was saying no issues. So I have a feeling the teams. I'm not going to give the strategy on how they're coming in, but just trust me, they're coming in together. They're in a bubble, and they will have their security details. So all of these drivers, all these crew members, they're coming into a secure facility, and they should be here starting tomorrow and Friday. And once we've done, we will start seeing them, go back home.
Jerry, are you shuttling back and forth to the track?
I will be, but I'm not going to stay in the bubble the whole time, Steve. I'm just not. I'm not going to sit there and not go out and explore this wonderful, beautiful city. Mexico City is an amazing place. There's some great places to eat. I feel pretty safe. I haven't left the airport, so it's kind of, ironic to say, but look, I've been all over the world. I went to India. I was in Hyderabad at 3 o'clock in the morning, walking around in the middle of nowhere. I've been to Macau, walking around in the middle of nowhere. Hong Kong, China, you name it. I've been all over the world. I've never had an issue. Just don't do stupid stuff, and you shouldn't have any problems.
Yeah. I heard Daniel talking in the media center last week at Michigan that he was giving some of the reporters some tips on restaurants to check out there in Mexico City.
Steve,
Yeah,
can I hold you guys there? Let me hold you there because we're going to have Daniel Suarez on the line in just a moment, and he's going to tell us about some of those restaurant recommendations. Can we do that, fellas? Sure. I'm getting hungry. I want to hear about some of them. We're going to do that for you in 30.
Our family stories are your family stories, except with more confetti.
Relive racing history with a walk along Glory Road, or try your hand at our fan favorite racing simulator or pit crew challenge. Feel the passion and thrill of racing with stories and artifacts from the legends who shaped the sport in the Hall of Honor and Heritage Speedway.
Visit the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte for the ultimate outing. NASCAR Hall of Fame, this is our sport. This is our house.
Jerry Jordan, our NASCAR insider from Kicking the Tires. Steve Sweitzer, our NASCAR insider from the Lasco Press. We started talking about Daniel Suarez and food and all that and restaurant tips. Daniel, it turns out you've got a great big restaurant menu that you're going to kind of load on the media and anybody else that'll kind of watch and listen. Tell us more about that, Daniel.
Actually, what I would like to do for you guys, I would like to put like a list of at least like 5 places, 5 good local places for you guys to try, like tacos. I don't know if you guys are into seafood or not, but there is like an area that they do amazing seafood from the coast of Acapulco. Actually, as soon as I land, I'm gonna go there on Tuesday. As soon as I land there, I already talked to Julia. We're gonna go straight to this seafood place. This seafood place there has been like it's been around for like 60 years, and they're like the distributors of seafood in a big part of the city. So it's amazing. So I'm gonna put a list for you guys together, and I will share it with you guys somehow. There is a couple already good taco places around. I want to take my team on Thursday at night to one of the taco places. So yeah, there is a few places out there.
Jerry, what did you
Yes.
take from Daniel's answer there?
Well, it's Wednesday, and I'm thinking that he's going to be here, as he said, and I'm going to call him in a few minutes when we're off of this and see where he's eating at because I'm kind of hungry.
Jerry, I can't wait.
Go ahead.
Jerry, I can't wait to find out what they serve you at the track. You make sure that you take some good notes. So,
I will. I've already had some interesting food here. I had a little bit of a lunch when I got in because I had a work day that I needed to get some stuff done back at the office. Thanks to the people at the Hilton here because they let me basically set up my own portable office in their bar, and I've paid them accordingly. But but it's been nice to kind of just chill out and I will. But I want to get done here. I want to go out. I'm waiting on Matt Weaver to land. He's flying in right now and as soon as he lands, we're going to go get something to eat, go to the hotel, and kind of explore the city a little bit before it gets too dark.
it's a great opportunity for you to be down there, and I'm sure it'll be a good experience. Let's get to the racing. Who are your favorites?
Well, you got to think about this. Who is a good road course racer? You've got, William Byron is a good road course racer. Alex Bowman won the race in Chicago. You've got Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell was a road course racer before he came to NASCAR. People forget that he was a sports car racer. That's why he's so good at road courses. So I've got three right there that I'm going to be watching. Three, maybe even four coming in there. Kyle Busch, they're finding speed at Richard Childress Racing, and he was doing good at Circuit of the Americas earlier this year. You gotta look at some of the guys that are building their program because this is like nobody knows what it's like right now. It's all new. It's just simulator stuff. So they get on the track and they're all on an even field.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for that, Jerry and Steve. And taking a look, one last driver hasn't been mentioned. How about Shane Van Gisbergen? Is he going to make any noise, or was that a one-hit wonder that he had back there at the Chicago Street Course a couple of years ago?
Well, I think Shane is having some issues with learning the cars and things like that. But you got to remember, he's completely done. He was doing that different backwards, because he shifts different. They drive on a different side of the car. This is all new to him. But on road courses, he's always been strong. So I think this will give him an opportunity to continue to show that. Shane Van Gisbergen does not, he hasn't forgotten how to drive. He's just learning a new process, and this is something that it takes time. Some of the best guys in the sport. Jimmy Johnson is a 7-time champion, and he can't handle these cars. He'll admit it. He's having trouble with it, and that's why when he comes back, he hasn't run as well as he wants to. Sometimes he's a victim of circumstances, but you got a guy who's a 7-time freaking champion, and he can't get a grasp on this new car. There's other guys that. Chris Buescher, for example, who's another great pick for the road course race this weekend, he seems to have figured some stuff out.
And there you have it. Let's do fun for just a moment. We have Ryan Blaney on the line. Ryan said that he's going to have a blast down here, gentlemen, as he can hardly wait to be unleashed on the streets of Mexico City. Ryan, how excited are you to be in Mexico City? You're going to run into Jerry Jordan at some point. Watch out.
And Seabell went down there a couple months ago, and that was one of the biggest things I noticed about it was every single, media member that was there at the press conference, all the fans walking around, they were very excited for us to come this summer. And so that part I'm really looking forward to. Very welcoming. You never really know what kind of, welcome you're going to get when you go to a new place, anywhere in general. So I think seeing their excitement really makes us feel good about, they're excited for us to come down and put on a good show. So I think it's going to be a great hit. I'm really excited to get there next week, and should be a fun one.
Steve, Jerry, what did you think of Ryan's comments as he talked about having a blast? He sounds like he's got the right idea and he's stepping outside of the bubble.
That's the way to approach it.
Yeah, if I see him down here, he and I are supposed to get together. I'm supposed to give him some lessons on playing pool. Playing. So we'll see. Maybe we can find us a pool table down here. But if not, he will be out having fun regardless. But you got to remember, they still have to race, and they got to get in those cars and figure out what this track's doing. So that's job one. Having fun's job two.
There you go.
And
one thing I'm going to be looking for. I certainly hope that Carson Hocevar doesn't have a run in with Daniel Suarez this weekend.
Yeah, that's not going to be good. That's not going to be good. The Bulls will run through the streets of the course if that happens, I think. All right. For Jerry Jordan, our NASCAR insider down in Mexico City, for Steve Sweitzer of the Lasco Press, we appreciate you both coming on. Jerry, how can people find you real quick?
You can find me at kickofthetires.net. That's the website. So definitely check that out. And also on YouTube at, YouTube.com/kicking the tires. My personal X account is Jerry Jordan _KTT. And the Kicking the Tires account is as it is, Kicking the Tires on X. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram as well. Not so much. We don't do Instagram that great, mainly because I don't understand it as well as I understand X and Facebook. But look, if you go to social media, you will find Kicking the Tires. If you can't find Kicking the Tires, call me. Let me know, and I will guide you to it. You can give me a call. Seriously, I'm fixing to get my phone number out. I hope you guys don't mind. 409-498-1074. 409-498-1074. That's my personal cell phone number. Fans can call me 24/7. I do not care. If I'm awake, which is a lot because I only sleep about 4 hours a night, I will answer the phone and I will talk to a fan because that's the type of person I am. I started Kicking the Tires 24 years ago because I wanted to interact with NASCAR fans, and I've done that ever since. I'm not afraid to get phone calls, and I'm not afraid to help people find their way around the internet so they can go to Kicking the Tires.
Steve.
TheLascoPress.com. Check in every week for Cup Series race reports.
Yep, and you can find me at the WY World Web, SkyviewSports.net. Well, thanks, gentlemen, and we have more episodes coming up. You enjoy yourself down there in Mexico City.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Suarez, it is a mob scene down here with your team. He's got the piñata, and the piñata is busted. What an amazing finish, Daniel. You found a way to get to the outside there. Did you know you had it at the line? Because none of us did.
It was so damn close, man. It was so damn close. It was good racing. Ryan Blaney there, Kyle Busch, Austin Hendrick Cendric also was doing a great job giving pushes. In the back straightaway, he didn't push me because he knew I was going to fight his team.